Well, it gets even more interesting because this is the All-Star weekend, and Gary Bettman did make some comments about the potential future of the Coyotes, their ownership, and maybe a timeline that they're under to get a new home in the desert.
There's nothing new. Alex Morello is focused on one piece of property, and we're focused with him on what that timeline is. And my guess is that's something that'll be addressed in the next few weeks in terms of the timeline.
Good to know. Next few weeks, obviously, we'll all be paying attention. That one property is literally the one that I pointed out to you on the map to start off this video. But then there are some further questions that Bettman was asked and answered here.
What's the next step on the league's behalf?
Alex Morello, as recently as last week, told me he was certain he was going to get this done, and I don't make it a practice of contradicting owners unless I have hard facts to the contrary, and I'm both hopeful that and reasonably confident that he's going to do what he says.
There was a lot of careful word choosing and body language in there, and Gary's always kind of moving when he's talking anyway. But he's basically saying, I'm going to go along with what any owner tells me unless I know they're lying to me and I can't be caught in a lie. And I'm reasonably confident. It took him a long time to find the right word to use there. And when it's quoted, right, the thing is, I saw this quoted initially. And I said, okay, well, he's confident. He must have said that confidently. He said confident in not the most confident way. I'm about to make 5 predictions for the calendar year and the rest of it of 2024. Predictions that I don't think are far-fetched, like they are possibilities, but also 5 predictions that would really frustrate me if they actually come true. Here's another one that would really make me upset. If Arizona moves to Salt Lake City, if the Desert Dogs go to Utah, and I'm saying here literally at the end of this season. Let me stop right there. I am not a fan of this. I am not a proponent of this. I do not hope this happens at all. But I know how these things go, and I can see what's lining up here. I can see the delay process. I can see what the NHL is saying, not only in words, but in body language, and how the Coyotes still haven't found a permanent solution. I know they're working on it. I know about the 100 acres north of the 101 Loop in Scottsdale. I know that's what they want to do, but even that is going to take some time to buy that land from the state of Arizona. The deal would be like this for the NHL with Phoenix and Arizona. They're going to relocate the Coyotes, hypothetically, this is the prediction, and then guarantee expansion for the Phoenix metro area, but do it once an arena situation is settled out. If the NHL is going to say, well, expansion might take us another 4 to 5 years, and by that point, you will definitely have your own building. It'll be perfect, great location, ready for us to come right back to you. It'll buy time for the arena's approval and construction, all that. In a perfect world, that makes sense. But is expansion really the best idea for the NHL here in 2024 and beyond? And I'll get into more of that in another topic. You're already perfect with 32 teams, 2 conferences, 8, 8, 8, and 8 for the divisions. You're starting to get into odd numbers all again. They worked so hard just to get to 32. And there's been struggles with Arizona. There's been struggles apparently with Winnipeg and in the other Florida markets with attendance and all that. Is expansion right now and promising that for Phoenix, is that really a great promise and one that the NHL can live up to? Even if you're down there and say, well, I wouldn't mind that. Are you really guaranteed that though? This would also be a complete 180 on the way the NHL has been approaching this. Gary Bettman has been so supportive of keeping the Coyotes in the desert, whether it was trying in Tempe or some thoughts about Mesa or anything in Scottsdale and beyond. He's been so patient to the fact that they're playing temporarily in a 4,500-seat arena with no end date attached to it. Let me close this one out by saying I really don't like this prediction. I wish I didn't even have to talk about this or say this. I know how the relocation process feels in going through it. It's rare and it's unfortunate, but I can see something like this happening unless there are some pretty quick and deliberate actions through the course of the rest of this regular season and really before next season hits.